In the cold silence of a forgotten valley, the wind carried a whisper, one that felt like destiny calling. Naruto stood alone at the cliff's edge, hood pulled low, cloak brushing against the stone. The crimson clouds of the Akatsuki robe shimmered under the dying sunlight. "If you're watching this, don't blink," he said, turning slowly toward the viewer, his voice steady yet trembling underneath. "Because the path I've chosen might break everything you thought you knew." That hook alone was enough to pull anyone in. But for Naruto, this wasn't a show. This was a battle within his soul. That Naruto's heart was a battlefield long before he stepped into the Akatsuki's world. After the tragic mission where he couldn't save a friend from rogue shinobi, the weight of failure crushed him. The memory of the boy's final words, "You can't save everyone," Naruto echoed endlessly. Konoha tried to comfort him, but grief doesn't soften simply because people say it's okay. Nights turned into torment, days into questions he couldn't answer. He began to wonder, what if he needed to understand darkness to protect the light? That's when pain appeared, not with threats, not with violence, but with quiet understanding. "You suffer because you care," Pain told him while standing atop the ruins of an abandoned temple. But caring alone cannot change the world. To shape peace, you must first understand why people choose destruction. Those words struck Naruto deeply, deeper than he would ever admit. He didn't join the Akatsuki out of betrayal. He joined because he needed answers, even if the answers came wrapped in shadows. Episode 5 begins with Naruto entering an old Akatsuki stronghold. Itachi watches him silently. Kisame smirks from the doorway. Conan, calm as falling paper snow, gives him a nod of acceptance. But none of that eases Naruto's racing mind. The air inside the stone corridor is heavy, the kind that makes your steps echo your doubts. Naruto feels like he is walking deeper into his own soul, each step peeling away another layer of the boy he used to be. The first test is immediate. Pain orders him to accompany Itachi on a negotiation mission with a small village caught between warring clans. Naruto expects conflict, but what he finds is suffering. Families torn apart, burned homes, broken futures. It reminds him of his own loneliness, but multiplied across hundreds of lives. A young girl grabs Naruto's robe, crying, "Please make them stop." That moment hits him like a blade. He realizes these people don't care about shinobi politics. They just want the pain to end. Naruto tries convincing the clans to stop fighting, speaking with the same honest heart he uses in Konoha, but they laugh at him. They call him a fool. They tell him he's too young to understand. Naruto clenches his fists, frustration boiling. He wants to scream. He wants to shake them out of their blindness. But Itachi places a hand on his shoulder. "Sometimes," he says softly, "people need to see consequences before they choose peace." Later that night, Naruto watches Itachi infiltrate a camp. Not to kill, but to disable weapons, sabotage attacks, and quietly protect the innocent. Naruto never expected Itachi to be a silent guardian working from the shadows. It forces him to question everything he believed about good and evil. Why didn't Konoha ever see this side of you?" Naruto asks. Itachi looks up at the moon, eyes tired yet gentle. "Because the world chooses simple stories. But real peace requires sacrifice that few are willing to make." The next day, everything collapses. One of the clan leaders launches a surprise attack on the village, ignoring all negotiations. Buildings ignite. Children scream. Families run for safety. Naruto rushes into the flames without hesitation. Shadow clones rescuing civilians. Raisengans cutting through debris. This is where he shines, where his heart overpowers everything else. But he can't save everyone. Amid the chaos, a collapsing tower traps the same little girl who begged him for help. Naruto charges forward but hesitates for a second, not knowing which wall to break first. That single moment costs him. Itachi jumps ahead, protecting the girl but getting badly injured in the process. Why did you do that?" Naruto cries as he lifts Itachi from the rubble. Itachi weakly smiles. "Because even in darkness, you remain the light." Someone has to make sure that light doesn't go out. Those words shatter Naruto. The battle ends. The clans retreat. But the emotional storm inside Naruto only grows stronger. As he tends Itachi's wounds, he realizes that pain isn't something to run from. Pain is something to understand, to learn from. It shapes heroes, it shapes villains, but the choice in how to use suffering belongs to the one who experiences it. When they return to the Akatsuki base, pain meets them. "You've seen what war does," he says. "Tell me, Naruto, do you still believe pure hope can save a world?" Naruto looks down at his torn gloves, stained with ash and tears. After a long, heavy silence, he looks up with new determination. Hope alone isn't enough, he admits. But hope with action, hope with understanding, hope with the strength to bear pain, that can change everything. Pain studies him carefully. Conan watches in quiet admiration. Even Kisame raises an eyebrow. Naruto isn't the same naive boy anymore. He's someone standing at the intersection of light and shadow, learning how to balance both. But deep inside, Naruto still holds one promise. He will never abandon the people he loves. He will never become the monster others fear. Instead, he will use every lesson, every wound, every truth he finds in the Akatsuki to one day build a world where children don't have to cry for help in burning villages. The episode ends with Naruto stepping outside under the starry sky, looking straight into the camera, into the viewer's eyes. If you're still watching, he says softly, "Don't forget to like the video and subscribe." This journey, it's just beginning. And I promise you, where I'm going next will change everything you thought you knew.